Welcome back to another video. In this one we're going to be covering how to play melee on the first boss of the Hive raid. So there's a few things I want to talk about here to start it off. If you're playing ranged, you're still going to be doing good damage, but it's actually not as hard as I thought it was to go melee on this fight. There's a few attacks that you must avoid, which is the spin attack, which is that one, and then slam down attack, and the when he does the rocks that come out from the sides. You have to position yourself correctly, otherwise you'll get hit. So I'll go over them individually. This is the slam down rocks. You can see when the rocks get expounded from him, he'll also do a tail whip behind him. You can riposte that. You can't really iframe it with a dodge because I think it's a lingering hitbox. So it's from my experience, I haven't been able to dodge it, only riposte it. So yeah, if you're gonna go melee, you will have to riposte that tail wipe. Another option is you can actually go to his side and attack him during that. I guess I'll show that when it happens because it's a bit easier to explain it when it actually happens. That's the tail whip right there. You can riposte that, but it's pretty hard to time it, and also it's quicker than you think. So it's kind of like a Dark Souls attack where it has a pretty long charge up animation and then the actual attack comes out. So this is what I'm talking about with the rocks. You can position yourself to the side of him and you won't get hit by any of that nonsense stuff going on there. Alright, I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit. Looks like I had some issues with my video recording, so it's chopping up a bit. I'm going to briefly talk about kind of generally what you're going to be doing on this fight. If you've played the fight before as like a ranged player, you probably understand. There's the jumps, so like normal, you know, just dodge those jumps, or you can riposte it if you have riposte. You can also evade it too whenever he does that. And realistically, that's probably the hardest part in terms of just his mechanics. You might struggle on his melee mechanics in terms of his swipe. The rocks can be annoying at first. Looks like I definitely mistimed that riposte there. But once you learn the timing of those rocks and when they come out, you'll be a lot better at riposting it if you're using riposte. And for the spin attack, just try to learn that timing, because like I said, your best option is to riposte it. And so far I haven't been able to actually iframe it with a dodge. So you could either riposte it, or if you have some sort of grit slash fortify slash invulnerability timing window, you could try that as well. So like flurry might work. I haven't tried with flurry because flurry has an iframe window. I have tried with evade, but I don't know if it's possible with that either for the spin attack. And yeah, like normal, you just kind of go through the mechanics, kill the crystals, of course. Wow, that almost killed me there too. So it's not too difficult. There's the spin attack. I'm just running away that time, and don't feel like you should always be playing melee in this fight, because sometimes it's not a bad idea to just back off, go for some range attacks if it allows you to survive. As you get better, you'll probably start to get a feel for just staying in the fight consistently. But until you reach that point, you're better off playing your cards right, testing the waters, get in for a few hits, maybe back off if you need to. But just don't get too greedy when you don't need to, essentially. And that's about it for the fight in terms of playing it as a melee. The key idea, like I was saying, is just to understand that spin attack and also your positioning for the rocks. That's another important one. One thing is when he does the slam down, like when he pushes his foot down on the ground and it creates a shockwave throughout the arena, it's important that you have a strike protection amulet, because that is strike damage. So if you don't have that, then you're probably going to take more damage than you would otherwise take with a strike amulet. His spin attack, I think, is slash. I could be wrong, but if you're getting hit by that a lot, then maybe use a slash amulet. But in my opinion, I think strike is the better play because it's harder to predict some of his slam downs in my experience. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole fight, so I hope you've enjoyed. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. and I'll see you guys in the next one.